What actions did I need to take to grow my business to $150,000 a month selling on Amazon? In this video, I'm going to give you some insights so you can actually rip off some of the main things that I did to grow my business to this level. Hey, it's Ollie here, how's it going? When you hear these really high revenue numbers from Amazon sellers and they're telling you about how crazy their business is, it can seem kind of intimidating. It can also almost seem like you want to put them on a pedestal. This is something I used to do when I used to see Amazon sellers doing really well. So what can you learn from sellers at this level? And what actions can you take to grow your business as quickly as possible and actually get to that height? Here's the thing, I didn't start with a business that was doing six-figure months. I started with barely any cash and barely any experience. So here's a few insights that are going to help you to grow your business as quickly as physically possible. Insight number one, understand how capital that you have affects your risk tolerance. Now, this is kind of a bit of a strange concept and it might sound a bit confusing when I put it like that, but it's nothing to be confused about at all. Very simple. Basically, when you have a very small amount of capital, then your risk tolerance should be very, very low. So you should be trying to find products that are going to sell really, really quickly and going to make you lots of profit. As you start to build your capital and it starts to go up like this, as you reinvest your profits in more products, business starts to grow, you can actually tolerate more risk. You can buy products that are going to sell slower because it's okay if you don't get the money back from them soon. You can buy products that generate less profit because you can just work on volume. And as you start to get more capital, you can actually take bigger risks. For example, in the beginning, I was scared to spend £20 on 4 products when I was doing retail arbitrage. At the moment, I'm not scared to spend $2,000 on a test batch of private labels from China because I have the capital available. So my risk tolerance has gone from being really, really low to now a little bit higher. Now, depending on your personality, you could actually still be a lot more careful as your money grows, and you'll probably make less mistakes like I've done, but it's totally up to you. But if you understand this dynamic, it can really help you get from whatever stage you are now to the next stage in your business. Insight number 2, keep it super, super simple and be crazily consistent. One thing I've learned in business is there's tons and tons and tons of metrics you can be tracking at any one time. You could be tracking your revenue, you could be tracking how many products you're sending into your account, you could be tracking the search traffic on each one of your listings, the reviews you're getting. It just goes on and on and on and on. My advice is not to get too bogged down with all these metrics and just pick one metric that you can actually control, and then put all of your energy throughout the whole of your day, the whole of your week, your month, your year into growing that metric. So that metric could be something like how many products you send into your account. You can't necessarily control how many sales you make on a daily basis because customers decide when sales happen, not us, unfortunately, right? But you can control how many products you send into your account. You can also control how many products you research on a daily basis. You can control how many products a virtual assistant searches for you as well. So pick a metric, one metric that you can control and focus on growing that. If you do that, then all other parts of your business will somehow take care of themselves. Like, it actually happens like magic. This is a really powerful trick. So keep it simple, super consistent, one metric. Insight number 3, I've said this on a few videos, always reinvest as much of your profit as you possibly can in your business. Especially in the early stages, when you're trying to get things moving and try and scale as fast as possible, you really want to be reinvesting all your profits into buying more stock. This is the only way you're going to start to build up a pile of cash to start really buying big shipments of products to send into your account. Now, once you get to a certain level, then you can start paying yourself and, living an awesome lifestyle. But I wouldn't do that until you get to a certain level. I'd maybe recommend earning double what you want to pay yourself, so you can actually keep half of the profits for your business and half of the profits for your pay. That way your business can still grow and you get your income. So for example, if you want to earn $3,000 a month, make sure your business is doing $6,000 a month in profit, so it can continue to grow as you pay yourself. Insight number 4, as soon as something's working, maximize that opportunity and go full steam ahead. So you're going to be trying a few different things in your business to get things off the ground. You're going to be trying maybe a little bit of arbitrage. Maybe there's one store in your area you're going to go to. Maybe online arbitrage, maybe a bit of private labels. Whatever it is that you're trying, at some point, something's going to catch. Now, it's difficult to predict when this is going to happen. You don't know whether one product's going to sell really, really well or underperform, or if one store's going to have loads of really awesome products, or one supplier gives you a great lead. You can't quite predict when it's going to happen. But when it does happen, be prepared to jump on that opportunity. The worst feeling in the world is knowing that you could have made something happen, but you were complacent about it. In the past, I've actually launched private label products. At the time, competition levels were really, really low. Everything looked like a golden opportunity, but I just let it slip. 6 months later down the line, other sellers were getting more established in that particular niche, and I missed the opportunity. I'm kind of kicking myself, wishing I'd got in a lot earlier. So when you see an opportunity for something, dive in, and I promise you, you won't regret it. Insight number 5, be careful when you're restocking your products. If you bought a shipment of stock, maybe 100, 500, 1,000 units to send into your Amazon account 6 months ago, and you're about to run out, before impulse buying another shipment of 2,000, make sure you reanalyze that product opportunity just to make sure everything is as good as it was 6 months ago. In the past, I've actually had my fingers burnt by not doing this, where I've had a product selling really, really, really well, and then rushed out to order another 2,000 units to send into my account, and then only to realize the product is seasonal and only sells really well during one time of the year. So what I should have done is, before ordering a bunch of stock, actually looked at the data again one more time to make sure this order of stock is going to sell consistently as it has been. So be careful before you reorder stock. Just make sure that you know that that product is going to continue selling really, really well. Insight number 6, focus all your energy into building assets. So what's an asset? Well, if you're an investor, you're in the stock market, or you're a property investor, an asset is something that sits there and makes you money. That's its sole purpose. The second an asset stops doing that, it's no longer an asset, it becomes a liability. So we want to build assets with our Amazon business. Now, this is why private labels is such an unbelievably powerful strategy. Every time you launch a private label product that sits there and just generates sales until you restock, you've got yourself an asset. And yes, obviously we need to spend a little bit of time on the marketing of the product each day, and it's not 100% passive income, but that thing will sit there and generate you money. So we want to spend as much of our time building assets, because what happens is they'll have a compounding effect. If I launch one product now that sells for 2 years, what I can do with all my spare time as that product sells is launch new products. And then I have 2 products that sell for years, and then 3, and then 4, and it starts to compound like this. The quicker you can move away from strategies like arbitrage, where you're constantly on the hamster wheel of needing to send in new stock, and move on to strategies where you're building assets, the quicker you're going to start to really snowball your growth and get to crazy revenues selling on Amazon. Insight number 7, test before piling a load of money into something. So whenever you're thinking about making a big order of wholesale stock, or a big order of private label products, or even maybe a relatively big order of arbitrage products, unless you're 100% sure that you're reading the data properly on Amazon and you can see that there's a huge demand and it's going to sell really, really well, order a test batch. It's hardly ever the case that a supplier won't allow you to order a very small quantity of units to test to see how it sells in your marketplace before ordering a huge shipment. It's worth having a chat with whoever you're buying products from to see if this is possible. If you just buy 10 or maybe 20 units of a product first before ordering, say, 2,000, you can see how they actually sell in real life rather than just looking at software and numbers that it spews out for you. Problem with looking at data and trying to guess how well a product's going to work is that in reality, you might have missed one piece of the puzzle. What if there's more competition than you thought? What if people are buying that particular product because they really like one of the brands and they don't really care so much for individual sellers? It could be any number of reasons that you're kind of missing when you're analyzing products. So in my business, a test batch for private label products could be 300 or 500 units of stock. I feel comfortable in my ability to analyze a product, and I pretty much know whether it's going to sell well or not down to experience. Again, this comes back to how risk averse you are depending on your capital. If you're very low on capital, then you want to be very, very, very risk averse, have a very low risk tolerance and test very carefully very small amounts whenever you're about to make a big order. That way you can prevent getting your fingers burnt and ordering some stock that just isn't going to sell. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to take things one step further, you can grab my 3 steps to seamless imports PDF, which is going to teach you my 3 most valuable tips for ordering stock from China without it being a massive headache. How do you get in touch with suppliers that are definitely reputable and great to work with? How do you source products that don't cause you a massive hassle? How do you import stock without logistical nightmares? Click the button on the screen or in the description to grab this PDF, and I really hope it helps you on your journey as you progress towards importing private labels and building assets inside your e-commerce portfolio. Thanks so much for watching this video. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done already. Click the little bell as well to get notifications. I'm going to be unleashing loads more insights into how I run my business to help you grow as fast as possible. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.